Hello, everyone. I'm deeply honored to be with you in advance of the Japanese gathering for the 25th anniversary of the World Cafe on October 18th, to be able to touch on some of the themes we'll be exploring in the conference together. But as some of you know, I was also with you during the 20th anniversary of the World Cafe via video. And at that time, my husband David, the co-founder of the World Cafe, was in the hospital with a very severe head injury, and we didn't know if he was going to survive. I'm excited to say that he's completely recovered after several years of rehabilitation therapy. And I know in my heart that this miracle is in large part due to the love and the support of our extended World Cafe family in Japan and all around the world. So I thank all of you so much for your care and concern during that hard time in our lives. I was asked to share a bit about what I see happening as a result of COVID in the world right now, what might be possible, and how the World Cafe could serve our common future at this very challenging time for all of us. For the first time, the world is facing a virus of epic proportions, and we're now experiencing a heartbreaking health epidemic of global proportions in most countries of the world, all at the same time. And it puts us as a global community with instantaneous communication around the world, I believe, both into great danger and great opportunity. Bob Stilger, who is a dear friend and colleague with a long history in Japan, has written extensively about the triple disasters of the earthquake, the tsunami, and the nuclear explosion in your country. He helped us understand the heroic efforts by the Japanese people to not only respond to these unimaginable events, but to somehow create innovative paths forward. The Japanese recovery efforts from those disasters began with a powerful question. When we cannot see the future, where do we begin? We have been deeply touched in our own hearts by the way the Japanese adopted the World Cafe and other participatory ways of working to include many different voices and perspectives in authentic conversation to help to respond to that profound question. We learned a great deal from your stories in Japan of facing a difficult time with great resiliency and courage. We're now facing a disaster that every country in the entire world is experiencing at the same time. We've had floods, earthquakes, and other things that affect individual countries, or regions in the past, like the triple disasters in Japan. But this illness has spread like wildfire all around the globe. It's a time of fear and uncertainty, of collective not knowing. None of us know how the future will unfold in the face of the virus. It's forcing us to reinvent and innovate in many areas, including our governments, our healthcare, our educational systems, and our basic ways of living and working. You know, when the World Cafe was born 25 years ago, our dear friend from Denmark, Finn Voltofte, who named the World Cafe, he said that he felt that the World Cafe was a pattern of engagement that had been born into the world for world service in times like these. It was born to include people who are often not asked to participate, to think and talk together in new ways about the most important questions of our lives, our organizations, and our communities. We finally now have the sophisticated online technology that can help foster both local and global conversations at the grassroots level to help us begin to explore the question that was at the heart of your own Japanese recovery effort. When we cannot see the future, where and how do we begin? This time, I think, gives us the chance to reach out across the boundaries that so often separate us, not only within our own countries, but across the globe. We have the chance to begin to learn from one another, as you began doing in Japan after the triple disasters. We can now ask, now that we're all in this together, everywhere across the globe, what's possible now that might not have been possible before? And even when we cannot reach out and touch each other physically because of the danger of the virus, we can have people from their individual homes or communities, along with from many countries simultaneously, as we did just last week with organizational folks from more than 15 countries. We participated online in a truly beautiful World Cafe with the whole world represented. 6 continents were there to learn with and from each other about possibilities and innovative paths forward. You know, as facilitators and consultants who work with groups, we can learn to host very special shared spaces that are designed to help people, both in Japan and around the world, to experience the Japanese concept of ba. We learned that from your amazing professor, Ikujiru Nonaka, who is a pioneer in knowledge management. He talked about the creation of ba as we are in dialogue together. Ba, that special quality that enables shared spaces to foster emerging relationships, calming meaning, and new knowledge together. And now, a critical need and great opportunity is to develop our own skills as hosts for heartfelt conversations, not only in person, which is more difficult right now with the virus, but online. Online, inclusive and authentic learning conversations that engage not only the mind, but also the hearts of people around our most important questions, both locally and all around the globe at the same time. This is not an easy time for any of us, and it could get even harder. But I personally have the faith that ordinary people, like all of us, can do extraordinary things, especially by including voices and people who are often not invited to be part of our conversations. I believe that the journey itself can raise up the human spirit and allow us to discover new possibilities in ways we can't even imagine at the beginning. And I also have a message for those of you who may be coming to the conference. In less than a month, you will gather together for the 25th anniversary of the World Cafe. And I'm happy personally to be able to be there online to share with you ideas and conversation as well. I understand that the gathering will be focused on fostering webs of conversation that can create a better future. Conversations that can reach out beyond boundaries, beyond traditional boundaries, and also beyond the boundaries of tradition, so that no one is left behind. As facilitators and organizational development professionals, we have a special role in designing and hosting conversations that are alive with the energy of Ba, to deal with these real life questions that we are facing in our own lives and work as we discover the new normal together from this difficult time in our world. Yes, it's a great challenge, but it's also a great opportunity for all of us who do work with groups and organizations. I hope you'll join us on October 18th. I look forward to seeing you here from our family farm in the mountains of North Carolina, all the way to Japan. And I send you my very best wishes and gratitude for having included me in so many ways in the work that you're doing there in your very special country. Thank you.